to 911. Where's your emergency?
Yes, my fiance just overdosed. A gentleman passed out on the
Heroin
second floor.
is so addictive,
And he passed out in their room.
so dangerous,
What did he take?
so deadly.
It's heroin.
It has become one of the worst drug epidemics.
Heroin overdose deaths have nearly doubled from 2011 to 2013.
Heroin doesn't care what background you have or where you came from.
34, 35. I don't think he's breathing.
Heroin doesn't care what your skin color is, how smart you are,
He took what?
how old you are, whether you're male or female.
Heroin and Xanax.
My name's Aaron Kramer, and I was a heroin addict for 7 years. I'm currently 3 years and a few months sober now. This is my story on how I got sober and how fitness helped me get sober and lead a healthy life and not use drugs anymore. It all started when I was about 17. I was an AP honor student, all A's, played football, was active, and then I got what's called hyperthyroidism, and what it does is it drives your thyroid in like hyperactivity, and it kind of messed me up a little, like threw me off beat. I wouldn't sleep for 3 days. I was constantly hyperactive, felt like I was constantly like chugging caffeine or on coke or whatever you want to call it. Started to slip in school, couldn't sleep, so I started, using nicotine, which would kind of calm me down at night, but I just my brain was like so hyperactive that I started to wonder like, what would other drugs do? So I started smoking cigarettes. One day my sister got her wisdom teeth removed, and she got a script of 30 Percocet. So I thought, kind of experimenting with drugs. In my mind, it was more like a mental experiment for myself, but I stole a few. I took it going to school one day, and I would say I instantly fell in love with the feeling, and it felt like a complete body orgasm in my way of thinking. I got my friend to try it, Jake, along with me, and then it kind of just, I wasn't totally cured with the hyperthyroidism, and then I started using drugs, kind of, every now and then, what we could get our hands on. So going into my senior year of high school, that summer, a little more partying, more alcohol, drugs or pills every weekend maybe. And then after my senior year, that's when it started getting really bad. I remember the last month before graduation, my friend's mom had what are called Roxy-Set. So they're these little pink pills that we would, and by now I was snorting them, not just popping pills anymore. So there was Roxy-Set, Oxycontin, these things called Opanas. I was working in extermination business, so I was doing pest control. I was driving around all the time. So I would stop at my friend's mom, and she would give me pills, and I'd snort them in the car, and driving around high all the time, spraying bugs. So at my graduation party, I remember at graduation, I was high there. Graduation party, that whole summer after senior year is when I would say I fully became an addict to pills, snorting pills all the time. I would get paid, buy pills, borrow money, get fronted. Me, my friend Jake, Adam, Scotty, my friend Kyle, we were all using pills. It was the fun thing to do. But what I didn't realize is how addicted I was actually becoming. Driven away most of my family, all my friends. They could only help me so much and, care about me so much after getting screwed over and over and over and over and over. So I decided I wanted to get clean. Big thing for me is some people call it like switching addiction, or I don't want to call it that because I always worked out while I was using. Not really good, but I would go to the gym high. It was something I'd like to do. I always liked working out, was always active, but it really helped me like have a mentally clear place to go and like clear my mind every day. So like being in the gym, being active, you constantly feel like you're getting better. And like when you're a heroin addict, you just feel like you're a piece of garbage, you're a shitbag, like nobody cares what the fuck I do or who I am. Like that's just how you feel constantly, like you're garbage. But when you're working on yourself, you can see your body changing before your eyes. The gym was a huge aspect of me getting clean, helping me stay clean. I got a job here at Fitness 19. Thank God for this place. So I always worked out here. My dad worked out here. I worked out here when I was high. I remember fucking snorting heroin in the changing rooms, using the phone to call my drug dealer, but like no one knew because it's pretty secretive about it. But so I got a job here. Met Paul, met some cool members. By that time I was about a year sober. Yeah, just about. And I met Paul, who is I knew Paul, I knew of him, but one of my best friends now. He helped me a lot. He gave me an opportunity here to rise through the ranks as working. I started opening here, also having a job when you're becoming clean and keeping your life structured. For me, it was all about structure, because like if I'm bored or I feel out of whack or unstructured or like I'm not moving forward, that's when in previous times, like that's when I would want to relapse or if something went bad. But here there was structure. I worked 6 days a week. I opened 5 a.m. So my life was structured. I would work out. It kept me on track. And besides the gym, there's so many people that supported me and helped me along the way. My family, obviously, my mom, dad, sister, they always knew I had it in me. I put them through a lot, many fights between my parents, them crying, my sister basically having to distance herself completely from me because how much shit I put them through, and my parents, to the point where my parents were fighting all the time because of me. A support system's huge. It was huge for me. The people you surround yourself with that actually care about your well-being. All the people I have in my life treat me like family. They truly care about me. My girlfriend Sam, she keeps me going. She supports me. Everyone has a positive impact on my life and keeps my head in the right place. And without them, I think I would have had a lot harder time getting out of my addiction. Also, my favorite cousin, Katie, she always had my back. She's like a little sister to me. I was like a big brother to her. She knew what I went through, but she always had my back, still loved me. And then there was a very special friend of mine. He was my best friend. Never really had a connection like that with another person. We hit it off since 8th grade. could tell him anything, could do anything with him. We always had a good time. But he is the person that I also introduced to Percocets way back when I first started trying. And equally, the addiction gripped him as much as it gripped me, if not worse. There were times we'd both get clean, we would both, we're gonna do this, and then we would both text each other in code that only we knew what we were talking about, but it basically meant like, yeah, let's relapse tonight. But unfortunately, Jake went to a 90-day treatment facility, and the night he came back, he overdosed and died, and they found him in the apartment the next day. And I was already about 9 months sober when that happened, and it completely tore me apart. Like, had to be picked up from work because I was crying in the bathroom. Took me like 2 weeks to just get out of like a complete cry every day. Like, a death had never affected me that much, and a part of me thinks that I'm still doing this for him. And I think he's looking down on me and encouraging me to keep going, and he's always in my back of my head like, hey, I don't want to end up like that, because there's only two ways you end up when you're using. It's in jail or dead, and it's usually the latter. The reason that I'm making this video is to get the word out there that there is hope. You don't have to face this alone. A lot of people, whether you're down, whether you know someone that's down, or life's just kicking you in the ass, think that there's no hope, I'm never going to climb out of this hole. But I want to tell you that there is hope. You can do it. You got to want it. You got to want to get better. And you have to be able to turn to people for help. You have to be able to give yourself up, ask for help, ask for the help you need, whether it's your family, your community, a counselor, a psychiatrist, anyone. Or, come into the gym. Come in, ask anyone for help. And I just want you guys to never give up on yourself.